Hi YouTube, welcome to the Emporium Outdoors. My name is Michael and today we have Esme and we have little Simon here. We are doing an overnight camp in the Can-Am Defender with the tracks. We have a new piece of equipment which is from OneTigris, and it's I think it's an unpublished tent as yet. I don't think it's actually part of the catalogue. So I got a pre-release version of it. I know roughly how it looks. It's like a baker style tent, but I haven't erected it, haven't done anything with it. So we're gonna take a chance and see how that works out. It's gonna be a bit of a glamping type of video. We're going to the Esme Proving Ground, the EPG, because we have new equipment. Obviously I can't get Simon too cold because an older dog. That's why actually I bought the Can-Am because of the heat cap, so it's nice to take him out. We're going to have a bit of fun driving around. We've got some errands to do. I've got some wood that I cut about a month ago that I need to go pick up and bring back to the camp. We do have the big sleeping bag. We want to keep Simon warm. We have the Mr. Heater just in case it does get really cold. So I think I've got everything, but we shall see. So this video is not going to be a super wild kind of camping video. It's more kind of just get away from everything and spend some time away from everything that's going on. Let's put it that way. So if you'd like to escape with the three of us for the next 45 minutes or so, then you're more than welcome. Time to get going. You ready, Simon? So I'm hoping this is the spot that I cut the wood, so just a little bit further up, and we should be all good, I think. Bit closer than I thought, so it's kind of nice. You gonna come out, Simon? Come on. There's a nice area they can run around where the snow's not too deep. There's the wood I cut probably about a month ago. Simon! That wood feels a bit too green still. I'm not sure it's worth holding it back at this point. I think I'm just going to leave it there for a while. Yeah, I think I've probably got enough better wood back at the camp, or stuff I can actually scrounge up. See any squirrels? What's the squirrels? What you got, Simon? So while we're out in the sun, and it's actually quite easy to walk around this point where the trails melted up quite well, let's just go around the Can-Am and I'll show you some of the modifications that I've done so far. So this is the 2019 Can-Am Defender XT cab. The 2020 versions have the air conditioning. This has the heated cab with the electric windows. It already comes with a 4,500 pound winch, and I have the Apache 360 LT tracks fitted. It all comes with a tilt out screen as well. So what I've added so far, I've added my own light bar. This was an Amazon purchase for I think like 40 bucks, somewhere around there. I've just added the side mirrors. These are the Can-Am Defender mirrors. Don't know if I like them. Like, meant to be very adjustable. I just don't like that part. The mirror part's not super great quality, but I'm not sure if they'll grow on me or not. On the back I have the rack, can't remember what they call this, bed rack or something like that, which I added. This is actually coming quite useful. It's great to put things higher up, gives me a lot more bed space. These are the Coplin grippers I use for my tripod. These are not the Can-Am version with the lock system. This is a regular one, so I bolted to the bar. I do have with the tracks the filter for the air intake, which is under the back there. Probably won't show you that, but and that hole right there is where the CVT intake should be. Actually, I'll tip this up. I don't think anything should go sliding too far. Yeah, so we can see the CVT relocation right there. So it actually goes into the cab now. And on this side, this is the snow pre-filter. So you need both of these for the tracks. Obviously that's the engine. And then on the inside, I added my own USB charger right there. It comes with the box at the front. And I've added my own little mirror just so I can see at the back. It doesn't work super great. It's kind of bounces around a bit too much. But I'm very happy with it so far. I like the seats. It's very functional. It's a big unit. It's very heavy. But it kind of works for me. So I have had a few challenges with the machine so far since I bought it. I did have a problem where the battery went flat on me. Mysteriously, seems to be fine now. I've had it starting at -27 without a problem. It actually failed about -20. So my confidence is building somewhat with that. What else? Had an issue last weekend where the machine mysteriously overheated. I was driving at -25. The radiator wasn't blocked, anything like that. That was kind of odd. I'm just keeping my eye on that. The other thing was I was getting a vibration of around 4200 RPM, and it was only in 4-wheel drive. So 2-wheel drive's fine. Same low range, high range. Took it in. They actually replaced the drive shaft from the, I guess it would be the transfer case or rear gearbox to the front differential, and that seems to have sorted that out. They did find some alignment issues with the prop shaft or the drive shaft that was connecting them, but it was replaced under warranty and it's much better. But apart from that, I'm very happy with the machine. It is expensive. You have to be pretty committed to commit this amount of money to a machine of this cost and all the other good things. But the way I see it is, after 3 years, when it's time to cycle this machine out, I'll get some money back for it. So the amount of money I've spent isn't gone. It's not going to dissipate into nothingness. I'll take whatever's left when I sell it to move on to another machine. I cycle my machines every 3 years. So that's my overview. If you ask me right now, would I buy the same machine again? The answer would be yes. I'm very happy with it. Tracks are excellent. They work far better than I imagined they would. I was actually very surprised. So yeah, I think machine's working for me right now. So this is our little camping spot we use to test all our new equipment, and I'm very pleased to see there's no snow to shovel. So all the clearing I've done over the winter and the sunshine we have today has made a nice clear spot. So that's going to make my life so much easier. It's nice in the bush too. The dogs can actually get around, so they can stretch their legs and not be running where my boots have been and whatnot. But yeah, this looks great. I'm not sure how big this tent is. I'm hoping it's got to fit between those two trees, I would have thought. Anyway, let's get it done. So this is the mystery OneTigris tent. I'll put all the details as usual along the screen here for all the specs. But this is the pole pack and this is the tent pack. It's pretty, I wouldn't say it's super heavy. Definitely something you would want at least 2 people to sleep in. One to carry the poles, one to carry the tent. But let's set it up, see how it goes. I do like these compression straps. That's a really nice touch. I wish all tent manufacturers actually did that. So as you can see, we managed to get the tent all set up. Looks great. Some weirdness on the back, which I think I've got right, but it works, so I'm all happy with that. Lots of room inside this tent. You could quite comfortably sleep, I would say 3 with gear, or 2 with winter gear, 3 with normal summer, autumn type gear. It does act a bit like a sail the way I've got it configured. It does have another panel that you see on this side that can be put on this side too, which would cut down some of that wind. But it is a Baker style tent, so the idea is you'll have a fire out front. You can kind of cone yourself in from the wind. And Esme's already found her bed. Simon's actually sat over in the sunshine. So let me bring you inside for a closer look. So above me there is a bug screen that can be dropped down, and the front door can be zipped along these side pieces, obviously during the night time. There is a long vent across the back, which will be great in summer. I've actually pegged it so it's quite close at the moment, because obviously I want some ventilation tonight, but not a huge amount. But there is a lot of room in this. I think you could sleep either way. I'm going to sleep across the way. I think that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, it's huge. It's a big tent. What do you think, Ez? Simon! See if we'll come. But let me know what you think. It's different. I've never had a tent like this before. And it is big. But in wintertime, big tents make more sense because you do have a lot more gear. We're going to put the Mr. Buddy heater in the front here, so we'll partly cover it, allow good airflow, so we're nice and safe. But yeah, this is going to be very comfortable for tonight. So as you can see, this is a very big and open tent. It would be great for family outings or for campgrounds. Esme loves her OneTigris blanket, by the way. Lots of room. You could fit 2 adults easily and 2 children, even with camping equipment for summer. The included bug net would be very useful, obviously, to keep the nasties at bay. And generally, it's a very nice tent. I did find there was a lack of storage inside. There was no pockets or hanging space. But I'm sure you could come up with your own ideas on how to solve that particular problem. It would shed water quite well, but it's not really built for my environment. It's not really a winter tent, but it gives you an idea of what it would look like. If you are more of a wilderness camper, it probably might not be for you, but if you do stick to more domesticated areas, it'll probably work out as a very good tent. So we've got everything set up. I've got my Helicon Tex bailout bag. Really does contain everything and organizes it so well. I'll have to do an in-depth look at that at some point. But as you can see, the bed's all set up. Lots and lots of room. I could actually put my chair in there. There's Esme. There's Simon. Oh, Simon. It's a beautiful day. Really starting to get used to the tent. Wasn't sure what to think initially because it is so large, but actually works quite nice. It'd be terrible in any sort of gusty wind. You would have to configure it differently. The side panels I like, but I think they could do them better. I think they need to actually affix to the pole. I'll kind of show you later, because they do tend to billow around, and they can be put at any side. So you can have one here, or one at the front, one at the side. So if you spend a lot of time in a static position and you need a tent where you have coverage, that would work out for you quite well, I think. It's not a 4-season tent, so Any snow on this would collapse the front end. But it works as long as you're careful. Any tent will work in winter, as long as you don't push it too hard and just be gentle with it and sensible. Really loving the bailout bag. It's perfect for what I'm doing right now. I've got it set up with all my pots and pans and food and water and all my stuff. I got rid of all my other little bits of stuff. Works great, all in one bag, and it opens out like that as well, so I can get at everything. My first aid kit, my firelighting stuff. There is a pouch that's kind of integrated, that clips onto the back, but I have other stuff in there as well. Works great, love it. And there's also a sit pad just in the back of that zipper as well. If I had something like a tree, I would probably hang it up, but it's going to be staying in the tent with me tonight. Simon's digging to Australia. This is Blanky. Now he can make his bed properly. Yeah, he's very happy, and I'm very happy to have him with me. One of the reasons I bought the Can-Am was to ensure I could take Simon with me. So it's been nice and warm in the cab. Today is very nice. It's probably, I'd say about +5. Tonight's going to go down to about -10. But with the heater, I'll be able to keep at least +10 inside the tent, I think. I think it'll be fun. The mucklucks, this is the worst conditions for them. You can actually feel a bit of moisture coming through. There's not enough cold to keep them dry, so the heat from my feet is kind of melting the snow and they're getting slightly wet, so I have to change out of those quite soon. Yeah, everything's wonderful. Just what I needed. So just a few gear updates as well. Still enjoying the, I think they're called the Woodcraft gloves from Helicon Tex. I do find the fingers a little bit long for me. They might be okay for you, but for me, I do have a bit of fabric left over. But it doesn't really make too much of a difference. They are comfortable, they're great for working in, even in colder conditions, even though they're not lined, but for picking up things that could damage your hands, or hot things as well. It works out really good. Really liking the Woodsman's Anorak. Works really nicely. I haven't been wearing my Patriot fleece since I got this, and I don't feel the cold through it. It's windproof, it's breathable. The front is like a canvas, the back is like a stretchy synthetic fabric, so it allows you to have a little bit of give. I really like it. It's very convenient. I've got used to using the kangaroo pouch at the front, so I keep all my stuff I need to get to all the time. So I normally keep my phone in here, and headphones, keys, things like that. There's a pass-through actually for headphones, and there's a series of pockets as well. Plastic bands, which I really like. There is the kind of glove pocket here as well. I think this, if I was going to design this, I would probably have put fleece in this, and I think I probably could put like a fleece piece inside, because that would be really nice if you just put your hands inside a kind of fleece liner. That would be perfect. But above everything else, I think I really like the way you can really get the hood to settle in. It keeps off a lot of the wind off your neck, because when it's cold, keeping parts like your neck is really important to keep warm. You'll feel the cold instantly if you let cold snow or whatever get down the back of your neck. Everyone knows that. So yeah, really liking it. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna start the fire in a little while. Just fed the dogs. I think I'll probably have a snack and listen to some podcasts. So yeah, like I said, not a crazy camping expedition or anything like that. This is really just about enjoying time with the dogs and getting away from the craziness. Well, good morning. We are all awake now. Just had the dogs breakfast and they're pretty happy. The temperature was actually quite nice in the tent. Good night's sleep. My mat went down again. I'm sick of this mat. I love the size and the comfort when it's inflated, but it keeps going down. Gonna have to do something about that. And of course I had the big -45 sleeping bag, which was great. So no complaints. Just gonna have my breakfast in a second, have my coffee as usual. So we have breakfast on the go. Just made my coffee. The dogs are very happy. Cranked the heat up to full. Like I say, lots of ice on the inside, but that's to be expected. I hate cooking on a gas stove because it's all or nothing. But I think we're getting close to done. Kind of. Yeah, very pleasant night overall. Tent's got lots of space. No problems at all. Like I said, the mat was my big issue. Very disappointing with the mat. It's a Climate Deluxe mat. I love the size, and when it's blown up, it's perfect. But when it goes down consistently, that's not so good. So I'm going to finish breakfast, and I'll get right back with you. We've had a really good weekend. It's time for us to head home. The sun is actually coming out quite nicely and we're warming up. But we've got to get going. So stay safe out there. And until next time, take care. Come on, guys. Come on. And as always, thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, leave me a comment, maybe a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.